Ever wondered which footballers make your favourite stars break into a cold sweat? Well, wonder no more, my friends. Today, we're serving up the juiciest dish of all, the top footballers' arch-nemeses. So, brace yourself for a tour through the world of football rivalries. First up, the Sultan of Strikes, the goal-scoring grandmaster Erling Haaland. This dude scores so often you'd think he sleeps with a football under his pillow. But guess what? Haaland's kryptonite is none other than Virgil van Dijk. Haaland faced Van Dijk on the big stage, both internationally and in club matches, whether he was strutting his stuff at City or back in his Salzburg days. And every time Van Dijk was like that pesky thorn in Haaland's side. Now, Van Dijk, he's one of those defenders who can give Haaland a run for his money, but Van Dijk doesn't even consider Haaland his toughest foe. Nope, not even the likes of Messi or Ronaldo, whom he's had tea with on the field more times than you've had pizza, could claim that title. According to Liverpool's rock-solid defender, the honour goes to none other than Olivier Giroud. Surprising, right?
Who's the hardest striker you've ever faced in your career?
Giroud. I feel like I got him, but in some way, he always managed to score.
Van Dijk and Giroud are like that never-ending epic rivalry. It's like Giroud has some secret manual titled How to Score Against Van Dijk, stashed away somewhere. From Arsenal to Chelsea, and even from the French squad, Giroud always finds a way to outfox Van Dijk. Now, Giroud's partner in crime is Antoine Griezmann. He's got his own Van Dijk-related horror stories. Back in the Ajax days, Griezmann was probably having nightmares about Frenkie de Jong. And guess what? Destiny decided to be mischievous because they ended up being teammates at Barcelona. Poor Griezmann. De Jong was probably still haunting him during training sessions. They might not share a locker room anymore, but you bet they still face off in La Liga battles. Isn't it a tad bizarre that a midfielder turned into an attacker's worst nightmare? But hey, that's Frenkie de Jong for you. Versatile, tricky, and just an all-round headache for forwards. And speaking of headaches, let's talk about Neymar. The man with more dazzling footwork than a dance-off. Yet, even he had to admit that his arch-enemy is none other than Kyle Walker.
¿Qué defensa ha sido la más difícil para ti en un 1 contra 1?
Walker, porque rápido, fuerte y inteligente.
Every time these two collide on the pitch, Walker made sure Neymar's day was anything but fun. Neymar calling you his toughest opponent, that's like getting an A+ in a class taught by your sternest teacher. There's another superstar winger who's on team I can't stand Kyle Walker, and that's Marcus Rashford. Whether it was during his Spurs stint or his City days, Walker was Rashford's personal nightmare. It's like Walker had a keep Rashford silent playbook in his back pocket. Now, let's talk about England's fearless leader, Harry Kane. After his Premier League escapades, you'd think his nightmare opponents would be the likes of Van Dijk, Ruben Diaz, or maybe even Vincent Kompany, right? Well, think again. Kane's kryptonite is none other than Giorgio Chiellini. These two titans have clashed about 4 times in both club and international fixtures, and each showdown has been a medieval battle for Kane. He managed to squeeze in just 1 goal past Chiellini's ironclad defence.
His immortal moment, Harry Kane's 54th goal for England.
Elsewhere, Vinny Jr.'s worst bud is Ronald Araujo. Their epic duels over the last couple of years have been more riveting than a Netflix binge watch. We were entertained, but Vinny Jr. was probably considering early retirement. Araujo's like a thorn permanently lodged in his side. And don't think for a second that Vinny's alone in his disdain for Barcelona players. Nope, his new buddy Jude Bellingham shares the sentiment. He spills the beans, revealing that his arch-nemesis is none other than Ilkay Gundogan. They locked horns 4 times in the Champions League when Bellingham was strutting his stuff at Dortmund and Gundo was a City slicker. Sometimes youthful exuberance takes a back seat to seasoned know-how. Speaking of which, let's dive into Dominik Szoboszlai's world. His least favourite foe? None other than Luka Modric. These two met just twice, once in the Champions League and once during the Euro 2020 qualifiers, but Modric must have been Szoboszlai's boogeyman on the field. Now, for a truly head-scratching twist, let's talk about Bukayo Saka, the PFA Young Player of the Year. Get this, he named Sergio Busquets as his ultimate nightmare on the pitch. They crossed paths just once during a friendly back in 2019, but Busquets must have given Saka football-induced PTSD. But you know who's got a real case of Kante phobia? Jack Grealish, that's who. From his days at Aston Villa to his more recent escapades at Man City, Kante has been a recurring nightmare for Grealish. For him, seeing Kante's name on the opposing team sheet is like signing up for an endless game of hide and seek. Kante's everywhere at the same damn time. Alright, enough with these young guns. It's time to dive into the diaries of some seasoned veterans who've had their fair share of rivalries. Let's kick things off with Robert Lewandowski, the goal machine himself. Now, it's not a shocker that former Bayern player like him would have a nemesis from Real Madrid, right? Enter Sergio Ramos, the ball in Real's China shop. Those Champions League battles left Lewandowski wondering if Ramos had a sixth sense for disrupting Bayern's dreams. But because this one's a curveball, Kevin De Bruyne, the midfield maestro known for his wizardry with the ball, has a surprising nemesis. Neymar. Yes, you heard it right. You'd think De Bruyne's toughest foe would be a sturdy defender or maybe a cunning midfielder, but nope, it's Neymar. The Brazilian's moves must be hypnotic or something. But this one might surprise many. Cristiano Ronaldo's ultimate nemesis in his illustrious career is none other than Ashley Cole. Now picture this, young Ronaldo with all his flair and fancy footwork taking on defenders left and right, but when it came to Ashley Cole, it was like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube whilst blindfolded. Ronaldo admitted it himself, Cole never gave him an inch to breathe. Talk about a tough nut to crack. Speaking of Ronaldo, Manuel Neuer, a legend between the posts, has a peculiar case of the heebie-jeebies, and it's all thanks to one man, Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo has rattled the net against Neuer a whopping 10 times, both at club and international levels. The German goalie probably gets the jitters when he spots Ronaldo sprinting towards him. You've got to hand it to Neuer though, he did manage to save a penalty from Ronaldo during the 2012 Champions League semi-final shootout. So there you have it. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you've had a blast with this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell for fresh content. Catch you in the next one. Ta-ta for now.